Greetings all, Fanny here for Gemini's weekly message. Gemini, the first two cards that came out for you are the Knight of Wands and the King of Cups. This is masculine power who knows what they want and has the emotional stability to do the follow through upon it. Because while a lot of us can have an idea or a dream of what we want as a goal, there is a mental battle or an emotional battle, whether or not we think we deserve it or have the ability to work through the fears and anxiety of starting something new. Gemini, I don't believe that you are having this right now, because you have very wise creatures with the black cat and the owl appearing here, and they each have their own skills. They each have their own gifts. And I like to have that differentiation with you being the Gemini, because we have the balancing of land and sky. We have the Devil in reverse, releasing ourselves from addictions, fears, controlling situations, manipulative energies, and toxic people. And being given a new beginning, a new start with the Ace of Cups here. One where you don't have to fight so much. One where you know what you want, and there isn't all this question of what is good for me and what isn't. You will know, because you will be divinely led and divinely guided, and you will be trusting that voice most importantly of all, because you can hear your intuition, you can hear your connection, but if you don't trust it, if you doubt yourself, if you doubt your power, call yourself crazy, or don't trust where this voice is coming from, you're not going to heed the advice. And that makes Spirit very frustrated, because they're like, we're trying to talk to you, we're trying to help you. But again, I don't believe Gemini will be having this power or having this struggle. You have the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters, which I think we could all use right now with the present state of the world. Moving on to calmer waters, moving on to a different new lands, new possibilities, and new adventures. One separate from past situations entirely. You have the Knight of Cups here. Looking back before starting off on a new adventure, making sure that you have learned everything from where you've been, so you're not carrying emotional baggage and burden where you're going. Because you're going to be having some swift movements here. King of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. There is so much hierarchy energy here. King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Look at how beautiful those are. The King of Wands having everything that he's ever wanted because he's done the work for it. And the Queen of Pentacles is being complete security and stability. I love this so much for Gemini, because I think everyone needs a little more of this. Security, stability, connection, and support. Spirit, what does Gemini have in divine abundance? You have, come here, outrageous openness. Dear love, open me to your will and release me from my attachment. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what is needed, and I am open to receive. I love that powerful affirmations that this deck can provide you with, because stating that as a prayer, stating that as your nightly affirmation, or when you're in meditation, surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what is needed, and I am open to receive. That is your invitation to Spirit of guide me with my intuition. And I believe I was talking about intuition with you guys. Guide me with my intuition to where I need to be. May I receive your blessings without the need to understand where they're coming from at that very moment. Because there's a lot of things in our lives that are led and gifted by Spirit when we're like, oh, that's a coincidence, or like, oh, that's funny. No. That's Spirit trying to work with you, trying to bring about exactly what you need. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Having that freedom, exactly. That is what it will be bringing, is freedom. I no longer want this fire ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. That line is actually one that I've taken on in my own meditation, in my own. I no longer want this fire ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. I no longer want this anger. I no longer want this fear. I no longer want this self-doubt. It is not mine. You have beautiful beasts coming in for you with the giraffe and the elephant. Wise, powerful creatures of the savanna deserts. You have a small gear working in motion for you and a mandala. You might have one of these from your mother or your grandmother, or you might be making one to pass down to future generations. But you have family support coming in for you right now, Gemini. And this is family support for you achieving your dreams, because maybe in their lifetimes they could not achieve their dreams. And instead of someone living vicariously through you, forcing you into a path that you did not want, someone is letting you celebrate yourself. Someone is letting you be yourself and take the time to get to know who you are as an individual, outside of their preconceived notions of who you are or who you had to be. And I think that's wonderful, Gemini, because it gives you the opportunity to discover what you want and what you don't want. And sadly, that's a gift that not a lot of people have in this day and age, because of so many other people forcing their opinions, mindsets, and thoughts onto others. You, Gemini, are strong enough to take care of yourself. You, Gemini, are powerful enough to claim your own freedom, to move forward with your intuition and your divine gifts that Spirit is laying before you. So please trust them. They may not make sense. They may not have a physical connection that you could draw back to. But Spirit does not need those to work in your life. They just need your permission. Have a beautiful day, Gemini.